Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is my beauty favorites, from skincare and makeup to fragrance. It is the best of the best of my favorites over a long period of time. You could call it my 2022 favorites or all-time favorites. I obviously have other products I enjoy and I have new products that I'm absolutely loving, but they were too new to include here. So bear with me. There are some, I think, eyeliner and highlighter where I didn't have a favorite. I only picked things where I 100% were like, this is the one. And obviously everyone's different. Your favorites might not be the same as mine, but I still thought it would be useful that as for sort of an amateur makeup and skincare junkie, the things that I buy over and over again, most of them, or things that I love, I've used consistently enough that I know that they are my absolute favorite, and you might get recommendations. If you're shopping for beauty in the future, you can come back to this video, look at the section. Everything will be listed but not linked, just because there's so many products it would take me so long, but everything is listed so that you can then search it. I hope that's okay and I hope you enjoy. Okay, we're going to start with skincare. Obviously, it also goes without saying that there are loads of other products that I really enjoy. If you don't see it here, and I've mentioned it before, it doesn't mean I don't like it, but I just had to be super selective. So for skincare, let's start with eyes. I have two eye creams, one for day and one for night. So for day, I have the Ceramighty Eye Balm from Drunk Elephant. This is just a great eye cream. I feel like it really does minimize lines and it just makes your under eye area look great, great under makeup. That's quite a new product from Drunk Elephant. And then I have the Magic Eye Rescue from Charlotte Tilbury. I find this one a bit more, maybe a bit heavy for the day, but I like it because it's super hydrating. That's what I use at night. For my moisturizer, I just have one moisturizer now. I used to have a few different ones, but I just have the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. It just brings the life back to my skin when it's really dull and dry. Best moisturizer ever. You won't like that if you have combinational oily skin. For something lighter and my sort of daily serum, I have various ones like vitamin C ones and anti-aging ones. But the reason I picked this as my ultimate favorite, it's from Rhodes. It's a UK brand and it's the Edelweiss Face Rescue. This is a natural, gentle serum, but it actually does reduce the signs of aging. And the main reason I like this is because when my skin is reactive and a bit sensitive like it is now, I could still use this. It never stings, it never irritates my face. It makes your face feel silky. It is such a great product. This was in last year's favorites. That was a different format video, but it was still in there. For a luxurious kind of treat, something that's a mask or something like that, I'm sorry it's an expensive, slightly extravagant one, but it is the Sisley Black Rose Cream Mask. I could have picked many of their masks. The overnight mask, the sort of sleep one, the white one, and also the express, I think, is it flower one? They're all great, but this is my favorite, just for making your skin look healthy and dewy when it's really dull or you're really tired. This is a real treat. And then lastly, I have a face oil that I really like for nighttime. This is the Midnight Recovery Concentrate. I have a few different products that I alternate that I use at night, but this one is the one that I get the most sort of pleasure from using. It smells of lavender, it sinks in, it's great if your skin is really dry, and it just helps me sleep. It's just the best, from Kiehls. And then for body, I have a hand cream and a body cream. I didn't go into bath and shower or hair just to save time, and I don't really have any real standout favorites. I use a variety of things. For body cream, I love the Sol de Janeiro Brazilian Bum Bum Cream. This is like my 6th pot of this. I love the smell. I love what it does to hydrate. My legs in particular get really dry, and that's no good when it's like bare leg season. So I love this, and it really does make my skin feel smoother throughout the sort of hips, thigh and bum area where we're prone to cellulite. Love this. And then last of all, Clarins hand and nail treatment. I love this. I love the scent. I love the fact that it's not too rich. I can put this on and go and drive the car. My hands don't feel greasy or anything. It really targets age spots, which I'm starting to get on my hands. And I feel like if I make an effort to use this daily, it really works on those. The lid won't shut properly at the minute. There you go. Now we're going to go on to face makeup. Okay, complexion products. I'm going to try and do it in the order that I would use them. My favorite primer is the Charlotte Tilbury Invisible UV Flawless Poreless Primer. high SPF, nice texture, not too silicone-y, really does what it says. It makes your makeup go on better and it makes your makeup last longer. And I like the SPF 50, so that's a great primer. Then most days I don't do a full-on foundation. I use the Trinny London BFF cream. I'm light medium in this. It's a pump. It's one of those white products that only when you massage it into the skin, the pigment spheres sort of burst and it turns skin toned. It hasn't got much coverage, but it really blurs and makes you feel more attractive. And most days I don't put on foundation. I just use this and a bit of concealer. If I do want to wear a proper foundation, my favorite one in the last year or so has been the Chanel No1. Most liquid foundations sit very patchily on me, and if I look closely, I can actually see the foundation sitting in pores and lines. This just blends amazingly, but my skin still shows through. You can build it up or wear it. I've got a very light layer of this on today. It's a wonderful foundation. I am B20 in that one. And then for concealers, I've got 3 because they're all in different categories. This isn't really a concealer. This is more of an under eye product, a brightening product that doesn't offer coverage, but this is what I use mostly. It's the Trish McEvoy Instant Under Eye Brightener. It's got slightly brightening pinky tone, as you can see there. It just brightens. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't really offer coverage. It doesn't sit in lines. It's just great, and you do look much more alert and refreshed. Love that. I always have a backup of that. And for an under eye more concealer, if you want actual coverage there, I do really enjoy the new Sublimage concealer from Chanel. The only issue with this is I don't really like it being in the pot, so this is one that doesn't go with me in my makeup bag. It stays at home so that I can keep it flat, but the coverage is really quite good, but it doesn't look cakey like some of the other high coverage concealers can, and it also comes with a brush. And then for on the go, because I don't find that portable, you really can't beat the Maybelline Eraser. I must have bought 20 of these over my life. I'm shade 1, but at various times I can go up a couple of shades. It's just great because it's got the sponge applicator, so when you're out and about, you could just touch up a little bit, which I often need to do because my makeup just sort of disappears off because my skin's so dry. I think my skin sucks it in. This is a really affordable but really nice coverage. You can almost use it a bit like a foundation and use it on quite a lot of areas and blend, and it lasts quite well. It's great. Okay, and for powder, no contest. This was easy. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. I am number 1 fair, and occasionally, like in the summer months, I can use 2, which is the medium, I believe. This is a limited edition packaging, but it's just a very finely milled, soft powder that never looks like powder. Like I have some of it on and it hasn't completely dulled the radiance from my other makeup and skincare, but it really stops your concealer from like creasing. I couldn't think of the word. And it just makes everything last a bit longer in conjunction with setting. It's just so great. It mattifies, but without looking dull or cakey. Okay, for blush, I've got 2. I really enjoy for more of a creamy formula. The problem with I love my creamy blushes, but the problem is they often don't last very long. So you can look in the mirror an hour later and you don't really feel like you have any blush. But I feel like for a creamy formula, the Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks lasts quite well. This is my second one of these in the colour Choquette, which is a nice soft warm pink, kind of nudie colour. Really like that. And again, things in sticks, you could just take them out with you for touch-ups. And then for a powder blush, I think the Dior is the best. I bought 3 or 4 of those Hermes blushes when they came out, and you know what, I hardly ever use them. They're very dull on the skin, they're very dry and kind of a bit dusty now. I've had them for sort of a year. These are great. This is a new one for me. This is a limited edition shade that's got a little bit of sparkle, but basically it's just the Dior blush, powder blush formula in general. I have about 4, and the thing is they're really pigmented, but they blend really nicely and they last on the skin. This one is the new limited edition 468. It's a lovely kind of tan neutral, and it's got a little bit of gold. I'm wearing it today. It's very nice, but all the colors are great. And for contour, I like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand because it's not like a bronzer, it's slightly more cool toned. Great for contouring. It has the easy sponge. It blends really easily. You have loads of time to blend it. And there are certain makeup things like blending eyeshadow and blending contour I'm not very good at. This, it makes it easy. And then just for powder bronzer and highlighter, this was really hard because I have a few that I really like, but my favorite bronzer is the Terracotta bronzer from Guerlain in light, and it's the one with lots of different tones, and you swirl it together. It never looks orange, it never looks harsh or too much, and also the packaging is nice and small and portable, whereas my Gucci bronzer is about that thick, so that's why I picked that one. And then my favorite highlighter is the Bronze Goddess from Estee Lauder in the shade Modern Mercury. It's that lovely rose gold tone. But what I love about this is it is like that baked gelée, so there's absolutely no fallout or mess. So you could put this in a makeup bag in your handbag, you're not going to get powder everywhere. And you can see, you can have it as an absolute blinding highlight, or you can blend it and it looks a lot softer. Best highlighter. It's exactly the same as the Victoria Beckham Modern Mercury, but it's just part of this line now. Okay, we're whizzing through. Next is eyes. Now, I'm aware from the previous filming that I'm whizzing through and maybe I'm not discussing each product in any length. If you want a review on any particular category, or if you want to ask me a question about any of the products I've mentioned, just leave a comment down below and you know I will always answer your questions. Anyway, on to eyes. Okay, so the first thing I would do is prime. And I just didn't bother with this step for the longest time. I just used my eye cream actually on the lid to prepare. But I have now found this Rare Beauty one. It is called just eye primer, or that's what it says on here. And it's just on a doe foot. It's really moussey and soft. It's not too thick or dry. I've found in the past eye primers mean that it's harder for me to blend my shadow. It seems to go patchy looking and skip and drag. This does not do that. So this actually makes my whole eyelid look bright and refreshed. I have been known to just put this on with mascara if I don't want to mess around with eyeshadow, and you just look really bright and your eyelids look really nice. Because it covers over like any discoloration or bluiness in the corner, and it makes makeup blends great over it. So this is more of a 2022 favorite. I found this about a year ago and I just honestly try it, it's great. And then on top of that, I have various formulas. So I wanted to give you a winner for each formula. So for cream, it was a toss up between the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize, but that's shimmery. This is almost like a kind of a matte, again, Rare Beauty. This is part of the Stay Vulnerable collection, and it is called, ooh, I'm so blind, Liquid Eyeshadow. Nearly Neutral is the colour. So there are a few colours in this range, and they're all quite pinky and quite warm, because they're the Stay Vulnerable collection where you've got blushes, lip products, and these eye creams. And the other eye colours in this line are two, either apricot or pink for my eyes, but this one in Nearly Neutral is great. It is quite warm, like a kind of a, I don't know how to even describe this colour. It is sort of like a pink, or a rosewood, but it's got a taupiness to it, and it really just warms up the eyes. You can just apply it with your finger. It's really easy to do. I love that. If you want more of a stick or a crayon, and some people get on with these, this is definitely the best one I've ever had. I've bought it over and over again. Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Amethyst. And the reason I picked this one is because it's quite a nice neutral, but it pulls purple on some people, it pulls bronze or taupe on other people, depending on what your other makeup look is like. So it looks more browny in this lighting, but it is slightly purpley, but in a non over the top way, and it just blends so amazing. And then for powder singles, which most days, guys, I don't use. Today I've got a few different colors on from a palette that I'm going to show you, but usually I use singles. So these are from a brand, I don't really like most of the things from this brand, but these little eyeshadows from Jones Road, they are really good, and there are so many colors. So I'm going to show you one matte and one satin. So the matte one I've got is, it looks so boring, but it's such a nice, for a minimal, very nudie, like simple makeup, it's great. It's called Ash, and it is a matte, but it blends, it's so creamy. It's not like some cakey, dry looking mattes. This is fabulous. And then this is a very similar shade called Patina, but it is more satiny. The container is great. You get a little mirror, then there's no fallout. They apply like a dream, and they're small for your makeup bag. Brilliant. And then last of all, I thought it'd be fun just to share one palette. This is the only large palettes. I have some Chanel and Charlotte Tilbury quads, and I have some Dior quints, and I think the Dior are on the whole my favorite quints. But for a full-on palette, I only now have this one because I just get fed up of them, or I find I use a few colors and I never use the stronger colors. This is the Anastasia Nouveau palette. I think it came out last year, and I literally am obsessed with this palette. It is neutral enough that I can wear every single color in here, but this drew me in. I've put a little bit in the corner. I love it. It's called Wisteria. But you've got your apricot-y kind of gold shades. This is a great shade for blending out if you've made a mistake, because it's almost like a cream, and I put it up under the brow. The mattes in here are buttery soft. The shimmers cling and don't fall out here. There's some nice kind of goldy, brass kind of antique gold and greens. This is a bit like this, like a warm neutral. It just makes you look youthful if you have something warm on your eyes, guys. And then this is like a nice dark brown, but it's got a bit of dimension, a bit of gold fleck through it. This is amazing. This peacock one's got like a duochrome. Honestly, if you're just going to have one large palette, this is the best palette. And it's beautiful green linen. Okay. Eyeliner. I was going to show you a pencil liner and then like a liquid felt tip liner, but I'm not going to show you the pencil liner because actually that's made my waterline sting a little bit today. I do like it, but it's not, I haven't yet found a perfect liner for going in the waterline, so I'm just not going to show you my favorite pencil liner. If you have a pencil liner that's good for contact lens wearers, good for watery, irritated eyes, that I can go under the lash line, please leave it in the comments down below. But my favorite felt tip kind of liquidy liner is the Glossier Pro Tip, and my reason is simply it lasts all day and all night. You can go out dancing, do whatever, and you still have your flick there, which at my age is pretty good. Normally it used to I used to just lose them here where I've got some creasing. This just goes, you could wear this for like 24 hours, no joke. Pro tip, brilliant. It's out of stock at the minute. I'm waiting for it to come back in stock. For mascara, again, it was a toss-up between two, so I'm going to cheat and share both. One of them is, they're both quite new, so I thought you'd be interested in them. One is the Chanel Noir Allure. I don't normally like Chanel mascaras, but I got this sample, and I got 3 or 4 of these samples, which is why I haven't opened the big one yet, in like my holiday orders and stuff. And it's just a really good all-rounder. Separates, defines, lengthens, curls, doesn't flake, doesn't smudge, lasts all day. As I said, if you get the full size, it's got like the lipsticks, the clicky top, which is a bit different, but I'm trying to use up all my testers. That is a nice everyday black mascara. You can build it up, it's nice. And then this is just an oldie but a goodie, but a new version of it. So this is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I don't really like the waterproof one. I feel like it dries out and is a bit clumpy, but I like the normal one. And I just ordered it in the brown because I like that for like being a bit softer than wearing like really full on black mascara on my sort of complexion every day. If I'm doing really natural makeup, a brown mascara and brown liner, it's just nice to have for a change, but it's just a lovely mascara. You can get quite a false lash effect, but it doesn't go too clumpy. So that's why I love that one. There were other ones I really liked, but these two stood out this year. Okay, that is it for eyes. On to lips. We are going to get there eventually. Again, with lip products, I've decided to give one winner in lots of subcategories for different finishes and things because we all like different lip products. So for straight up plain lip balm, my favorite is the Dior, the like natural lip balm. Why is this my favorite over some of the other ones I've tried, like the Chanel one, the Hermes one? The reason is the bullet is quite firm, so you don't get too much. And this is very useful when you want to put, you see some shine there. It has a little bit of shine, but it's very firm and it leaves a very thin layer of hydration. So you can apply a matte lip on top of it and it's not going to make your matte lip move around. Whereas some of my other expensive lip balms, I feel like they melt or they're too thick when they go on. This is really good. And then if you want a balm and you're not a full-on makeup person and you don't like with me, sometimes I wear lipstick on the school run and I feel a bit extra. This is the nicest sort of tinted lip balm that I've found. I've bought several of these. This is the NARS Orgasm one, and it's got a kind of a slightly peachy corally vibe, but it's very sheer. You don't see a huge amount. You just see a bit of a glow and a bit of a shimmer, and it just makes you feel pretty. It's just there, but it looks great on, trust me. And I've bought 3 or 4 of these, so it must be good. And then lastly, before we get onto the proper lipsticks, I don't like any other lip oil that I've tried. Again, I don't like the feel of lip products, so I like them to feel sheer. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Lip Oil Crystal Elixir. It smells lovely. I can never work out what it smells like, almost like raw cake batter or something, slightly vanilla-y, maybe slightly lemony, but it's on a roller ball. If you want to look slightly more glossy, whereas this is just kind of plain, it's lovely. Or if you've got a matte lipstick on and it's starting to look a bit dry, I'll sometimes put a bit of this over the top. So those are my favorite hydrating kind of lip things. So for different finishes of lipstick, my favorite kind of moisturizing, more satin, more shiny lipstick is the Extract de Chanel as part of Rouge Allure. I didn't really want to pick this one because it's so expensive, but it is my favorite. I have 2 colors. I found it because it was in the Christmas limited edition, like that deep brownie red, and then I wanted more of a wearable one, so I got 822. This is Rose. There were so many called Rose. Rose Supreme 822. Yeah, the product is only ever written on the inside of here. This is about £45 for one lipstick, but you can get a refill, and it's tiny. You get hardly any product, guys. You get like half the amount you get in a normal Chanel lipstick, but it's worth it. It's like an intense pigment lipstick, so you hardly need any. And that color, that rose color, is so nice. And yeah, it's very pigmented, so you just do one thin layer and it's just so hydrating and your lips look so healthy. I just love it. So yeah, it's not one for collecting like 10 colors, but you can refill it and it's slightly cheaper on the refills. I really love that so much. Best general matte lipstick is Charlotte Tilbury, and in particular this time the color Pillow Talk. It is the perfect soft neutral pink. It's not, if you don't like pink, you could still like this. It's warm, it's not going to look too beige. I don't suit beigey nudes because it makes my teeth look yellow and makes my skin look horrible. I think this is a universally flattering, gorgeous pink, and for a matte it feels really creamy, and that's why this is like probably one of the most best-selling lipsticks ever. I also love her liner. I have not found any other liners I like as much. I bought a few shades, but I find I just use the Pillow Talk one all the time. This is a small mini one, and it is sharpening, but it, you know, if you slightly overdraw with this and then fill up with the Pillow Talk lipstick, that is the perfect matte lip, and you just look like you've got really full lips. Winner every time. And then lastly, long wear. I've got 2 formulas because they are quite different. So this is more of your touch-proof, budge-proof. It's just insane. I'm going to show you now. It does have a little bit of dry time. So it's a really strong color right there. So this is the Dior. What do they call this formula? They call this Rouge Dior Forever. So it's meant to be like a, I don't know, 16, 24 hour wear claim. I don't see how that's possible, but you can have a drink and you won't leave a lip mark on the glass. You can kiss someone on the cheek. You can kiss the back of your hand. I mean, it's nuts. So for me, I only choose this in bold colors because if I have a light neutral lipstick, I don't mind reapplying. My thing is I sometimes want to wear a red or a bold lipstick and then go out for the evening. And I don't want to be constantly worrying that it's like traveled down here. I want it to stay where I put it. this is when you want that situation, when you don't want to keep reapplying, you just want your lipstick to stay on. It is really long wearing in that way. It's amazing. But any matte long wear, as in long wear lipstick, is going to be drier because it's got a grip. So I would always wear the balm underneath and really massage that in and leave it a couple of minutes and then apply that. And if it's like me, it's the winter, your lips are a bit chapped, that's not for me something I could wear every day, day in, day out. My lips would get dry. This is also great. This is the Chanel Rouge Allure Lac in 88 Rose Mystère. I did buy a couple of other colours, but I just didn't like them as much as this. So I have bought a backup of this because it is the Christmas limited edition. And this is more of a liquid lacquer on a doe foot. It is the most perfect rosewood, mauvey, pink with a little bit of brown in it. It's got the tiniest bit of gold reflect in it. You can see it's very sheer and liquid there. So this is also long wear. Like sipping a drink, sipping a coffee, chatting, it's not going to come off like a normal creamy lipstick, say like this. It's going to be quite long wearing, but it's not going to be your 16-hour plus long wear. It's the perfect lip colour, just goes off of me, and both of these give me something new and that I found in 2022 and really enjoy. So I hope that gives you lots of options. And then finally, I just wanted to share 2 brushes. Now you might be like, oh, what is your favorite blusher brush? What is your favorite this and that, the other brush? Again, this is ultimate favorites, where I have a product in each category that stands out way above the rest. So there are only 2 brushes I can really say that about. MAC 217 is the ultimate eye brush in my opinion. The shape of it and everything and the density means that it's my most used eyeshadow brush, and I have several of these because if it's dirty, I want another one that I can use. I can put my eyeshadow on and I can blend with it. So that's why it's my ultimate brush, and also they don't shed. I've washed this a zillion times. It's still as good as when I first got it. And then secondly, this is really an extravagant purchase. However, this is my Tom Ford bronzer brush, and I have had this exact brush. I've used it. They were both clean. I just used them today one time. This is my Tom Ford bronzer brush, and I've had it for 8 years, and it's just as good as new. There's no tarnishing on the handle or the ferrule. The writing hasn't come off. More importantly, it's kept its shape beautifully. And I like my bronzer not to be really like harsh. I like it kind of very airbrushed all over, and so I like a big fluffy bronzer brush to really like diffuse and not have any lines or stripes, and it's just perfect, guys. I recommend that. It's worth buying expensive things if you're going to get a lot of use out of it. For fragrance, I found it really hard, so I'm cheating, and I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3. So in third place, and again, it's really hard because it's winter now, and it's been winter or autumn for a long time. So most of the things here, there weren't many kind of summery things, but for the last sort of 4 or 5 months, I've been wearing My Burberry a lot. I really like it. It's a very cozy, warm smell. Smells of just, yeah, like a cozy, warm, fluffy cashmere jumper. And I really love that, and I've been wearing it a lot. I used to have it, and I got it again in 2022, and it just, I think it suits everyone. It's like, it's not too sweet, it's not too heady or oody or deep, but it's got presence, and again, it's very creamy. I love that one. In second place, because this was really difficult, but yeah, my ultimate has not changed. So in second place is Guerlain Insolence. It's not for everyone. It's very sweet, and I don't normally like very sweet. It's literally like violet, like Parma violet, kind of violet creams from Rococo chocolate. Very sweet, very floral, very juicy. Half a spray, and like you can smell it on a sweater like 2 days later. But it's just so delicious, and people always comment, even people who don't really like wearing those very sweet perfumes like this. It's just so yummy. I love it so much. I'm glad I've got that back in my collection. And my ultimate all-time favorite fragrance is Chanel Jersey. It's one of their exclusives, but they're more widely available now. You can get them in like H Beauty and stuff like that. To me, this is just comfort. This is what I spray it on my pillow. I spray it on a cushion that sits in the armchair in my room for where I sit and read. It just smells of lavender, a warm hug, It's just so soothing. This is the only fragrance I can wear if I have like a headache, like a premenstrual headache or a migraine. I could still smell this on me and it wouldn't make me feel like sick and like it's too much. Whereas all other fragrance I can't bear when I have a headache. It's just soothing and comfort to me. So I think that's everything. I didn't do, what did I not do? Didn't do cream highlighter because I couldn't pick a favorite. Crayon eyeliner because I couldn't pick a favorite. Didn't really include any hair products. I did bring this down for an honorable mention, but I wasn't sure. This is my Orbe dry shampoo. It's the only dry shampoo I've ever found that doesn't irritate my scalp. So yeah, maybe that is a winner too. It's the Gold Lust dry shampoo from Orbe. It's totally ridiculously expensive, but there's no white cast, it's weightless, and it gets me into washing my hair less often because my hairdresser says that my colour fades because I wash my hair too much. So that is good. I hope this isn't too long. I tried my best. Everything will be listed. Give me 24 hours after the upload to get that completely finished. And I really hope that you enjoyed. And honestly, I absolutely love every one of these products and probably will carry on using them forever. Love you all. And I will see you in my next video, which is going to be back to a kind of fashiony accessories video. I have filmed a couple, but I'm not sure what I'm going to put up first. If you have any requests, leave them down below. If you have any questions about any of the products that I talked about, also leave a comment below and I will get back to you. Take care.